Alright, we are back with a new game, actually.
Are we really?
Yes. Well, it's new in the sense that it just came out. It's not new in the sense that we've been talking about it for a while, actually. And the name, of course, is Future Card.
Buddyfight!
There you go. Pardon me, I'm a bit sick at the moment, so bear with me.
My poor Rico.
So after the Flash Decks,
Flash
Wait
game!
a minute.
after the Flash Decks came out last week, we since gotten the trial decks. Well, two of them. The first one is known as Dominant Dragons, and the second one is known as Savage Steel.
Welcome to the
Now-
danger zone!
Now, as you can kind of tell from these, they are very more English than the Vanguard ones are.
Yeah, none of that half and half logo bullcrap.
Yeah, it's all English on this thing. I think everywhere, yeah.
Because if it wasn't, the kids would be scared.
Oh man, this is Japanese. I don't know what to do with
Which
it.
is funny because even Yu-Gi-Oh has kanji in it, in the English version.
Yep.
But yeah, two trial decks, the Dragon World and the Danger World. I find it kind of funny in the sense that, Danger World hasn't even been shown in the show yet.
I'm getting to that tonight.
Yeah, but my point is, it's like before we get to them tonight, we are going to have freaking. We already had the Magic World, and we had a second Dragon World be showcased. So it's funny that this is the one that's getting the other trial deck.
It's okay.
But I'm not complaining. It's a pretty fun clan, all out, get in your face.
So far it's my favorite. I can't wait to start playing, and I didn't get a chance to proxy it out because of how busy I am. It should just reading it, I was like, this is my playstyle. This is how I play Buddyfight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Medusa's gonna be my buddy until Katana World. Just saying that right now. So I guess without any further ado, we should probably just get started. Starting with the first trial deck, Dragon Chief.
Not
No,
Dragon Chief.
Dominant Dragons.
That's the booster
I thought
set,
that was
you
wrong.
silly pants.
It's because the logo here confused me. The Chief has arrived. Lies. I tell you what.
Sun Bancho, man.
So yeah, the things that come with the trial deck was the map rule
But
book.
most importantly, this.
Get a life card with go on it.
Yep. This one has one too.
His is purple and beast.
Yeah, the purple one's badass.
Also, one thing I like, each trial deck comes with 2 foils.
Yep, 2 foil cards is a really nice inclusion. And like I think we've mentioned before, unlike other games, this actually comes ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean like ready to play.
Oh, look. 4 of the key cards.
For the key card in the deck.
And, oh hey, legal
And
proxy.
And a legal proxy to just until you want to get your 5th one if you really want to use that as your buddy.
Yep.
You don't see that very often. They're really confident that people are going to buy the booster set.
Yeah,
Best thing about
Which
it
I
is
think is
four
fair
every
enough
good spell in
assumption.
there.
Cause it's like,
Yep.
you get 4 Draco Energy, you only get 2 Dragon Breath,
It's fine.
but
we
yeah,
have 10 billion of them.
yeah.
You want to use the Draco energies and the Grimoires anyway.
And
Yeah.
they're going to be a lot less useful in constructed play anyway.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is the
And-
one that is
yeah.
needed, and that's why they have 4 of it in here, and these as well.
Mm-hmm.
Shields are amazing. If we haven't gone over that before.
Also, this little guy, he was at the conference, but we haven't seen him since, and now he's back, along with the Dragon Energy, but
Discard your hand when you have 5 or less life, and draw 3 cards.
this card saved my ass at the conference so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah, it's a good-ass card.
The strategy is just yellow swag, grimoire, and win.
Go more into your buddy.
Yep. And it's,
And
I think it covers all the spells that are new in here.
Mhm.
So now for the monster lineup, let's start with the boss/buddy.
Yep.
Rising Flare Dragon.
Pay 2 gauge, kill a size 2 or less on entry. He's okay.
5/2 for size 2.
I think the part that really counts against him is the 2 critical. Like, I know why he has that. Just, I don't know.
But Drum was like 5/3/5, wasn't he?
yeah, Drum is 535.
It just seems somewhat overcosted.
Yeah, I mean, like this guy, but we'll talk about him later.
We'll get to Danger World when we get to Danger World.
Anyway,
Let's continue with the lineup. of monsters.
We got a grade 3. You only got 2 of him, which is
Yeah,
nice.
Which is fine. You don't want more than that. You don't want more than one,
This is the
technically.
first thing you get rid of when you start playing the booster.
Because I think we can't stress this enough. A size 3 doesn't do you any good if it gets bounced or destroyed, and then you have nothing on your field to protect you.
It doesn't take that much to get rid of it.
That's why these guys are only really in Danger World.
Because only they have access to something good. But again, later.
Get into that later.
Everything else, the usual suspects. You've met them all before at some point in time.
This guy.
For Jamadar.
Yep, Jamadar Dragon, i.e., why would you ever use Extreme Sword Dragon?
Holy living fuck, 8,000.
8,000 power, 2 crit, 4 shield.
Like, admittedly, he does more damage. That's fine
does
as
more
an
damage.
opening play.
But look at
This
that!
This is the other reason why you never play a size 3. It's just going to die to this.
Also, this guy's new over here.
Well, new technically.
Yeah.
Ron Shield Dragon, he was also in the conference.
He's just above that threshold where his defensive power is actually useful.
Yep, 2, 1, 6, size
'Cause
1.
Most things are 5.
Yep, so he's good even for blocking sized 2s for the most part.
He comes in handy.
that's a Jamadar.
Yep.
You only get 2
Except
of
for
them,
Jamadar,
but
yes.
yeah.
But my point is, he stops this guy, which if you all probably remember us playing a lot of. Thousand Year Rapier Dragon, kind of OP for a size 1.
I'm pretty sure you noticed that in a lot of videos, me and Elliot were using him as our buddy a lot.
Get in there.
He gets in there, he's size 1, so you can play him with a lot of other things. Why wouldn't you?
Gets the extreme off of your back.
And then you've got your systemics and your fake bears.
Yep, and then we go to the impact card.
Shiny!
Gargantua Punisher. I'm pretty sure you all know what that does by now, but if not Elliot.
Explain it anyway.
I will read.
Okay, fine.
Pay 4 gauge. You may only cast this card when your opponent has 4 life or less, and neither of you have a monster in the center. Deal 4 damage to your opponent. This card cannot be nullified, and the damage cannot be reduced.
Yeah, man, it's
Win button.
You
it's
cannot
basically a win button. It has only one card that says no to it, but
That's not out yet.
yeah, not yet. And of course, like we said before, impact cards can only be done when the game's more or less won anyway. It's just a way to make sure that it's won.
Also, we didn't mention about items. There's also...
Well, freaking because we've seen the items before,
Yeah.
Drago Brave and Drago Fearless. They're in the flash deck too.
Yeah. Just that I bring them up since they're there.
Yeah.
Usual stuff.
But we haven't got a chance to say much about impacts, but I'm going to say this right away just to be safe. It's a win more card. Not a, oh look, I got this thing out of nowhere thing, because I know there's going to be people out there.
Also, you only get 3 of them.
That's all you ever needed.
Yep.
Like, you have to set it up, and you also have to get them already on the brink of losing anyway.
Especially with that
So it's fine.
requirement.
It's not like you can use it whenever you want and win on the spot.
No, this is one of the strictest impact cards.
My name is Magic World.
This doesn't even kill on like the first. It does like what, 2 damage or something?
That's 3.
3
You can
damage.
play it whenever the fuck you want, though, basically.
It's like a burn card.
Which is what Magic World does.
It's cool. It's not gonna be necessarily a game ender.
Nope.
In fact, I think you could even argue not using it, but we'll get to that when we get to actually using Magic World and seeing it for ourselves. Because right now everything's strictly in the air. So all in all, opinions on the first deck.
It's really good.
What?
It's really good.
It is
Alright.
genius.
Genius?
Yes.
Okay. You.
Good value.
Okay.
It's just kind of deflated a little bit because of the flash decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can see that. But if you already have a flash deck, this has good stuff to make your thing buffed up more.
And if you don't have a flash deck, well, here's your deck.
And then I guess that takes care of
First one.
Dragon World's Trial Deck 1, Dominant Dragons, not Dragon Chief like the freaking subtitle would imply.
Sorry, guys. Dragon Team's not out till next week.
Yeah. And now we go on to, I'm not even sure what his name is.
All we know him
Danger
as
World.
is not Merrick Ishtar.
He looks more like Xemnas.
Rio
He
guys?
does look like Xemnas. He's the gay baby of Merrick, Ishtar, and Xemnas.
Whatever, man.
Well, yeah, Ryoga apparently is what his name is,
I
and
don't
we're gonna call him that
Please
guy.
be voiced by Tetsu or Kai.
I hope so. It's like too late for them to change anything, but we just gotta hope. Anyway, Danger World. The flag of lions with scars and weapons.
Looks so cool. And the hazard tape everywhere.
Not to
Yeah,
contend.
yeah, and this is a good chance to show you the difference between cars. So if you don't notice the difference between this one
Got a little
and this
dragon
one,
head and the scaly
it's
pattern.
like, yeah, dragons and scales.
This one's got freaking barbed wire and hazard tape and freaking Ouroboros symbol.
Yeah, card frames are distinct for sure.
So you could definitely tell the difference between the worlds. Even from up here, you should be able to tell.
Yeah.
I look forward
Somewhat
to
of a
seeing
difference.
What Magic World cards look
These
like.
are more
They're
yellow.
very teal, if I recall. Anywho, on to the buddy.
Yep.
Armor Knight Cerberus. Oh yeah, that's right. These guys have archetypes already.
Yeah. Act. You may put one size or less armor knight from your field into this monster's soul. Full fire. You may discard one soul from this monster if you do destroy an opponent's monster on the field. Soul guard. You can use if it would leave the field. Discard one card and prevent it.
Yep.
So yeah, he gets so many effects.
He does not start with his own soul, though.
So it's something you got to work on. And I know what you're thinking. If it said size 1 or less, aren't there only 1, 2s, and 3s? Well, you'd be certainly wrong about that.
This is the boss of the deck.
Hi, guys.
The real boss of the deck, Armor Knight Eagle. The
Just-
only size 0 in the game. Read his flavor.
Have you seen the beak of an eagle? It can bite off half your face in one strike. Also, he's pretty big for being size 0. Look at that.
Size
He's
0,
4,
4, 1, 1.
So he's
It's
only
like-
slightly smaller than the rapier.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
it
for a
makes-
size 0, that's pretty good. I don't know what you would expect otherwise.
Makes it bigger than Dragonic Shoot, so sorry guys, no Dragonic Shoot for that.
Yeah, if you needed more proof that Dragosh Shoot's never going to be a card, even the size 0s are bigger than it.
Yeah. Basically, Danger World just says no you to that card.
Yeah,
They have one thing you can kill.
But anyway, the reason that size 0 exists is so that there's, well, more options, not only more options to give him to blow up stuff to get, soul, but it's also so you can use
More
it with these.
More leverage for
Also-
size 3s.
Have you guys
And-
noticed something?
Yeah, he's strictly bigger.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
9 versus 4, so yeah. Vanilla,
Same cost.
that's
So even
actually a
vanillas
going
are like-
pattern for Danger World monsters.
Yeah, they're the guys with the bigger monsters. They have all the monster power.
Yep.
Anyway, as I was saying, it also gives you the ability to mix with 2s and 1s. So you basically always have an answer to make field control, which I think is what these guys are going to be doing most of. It's just always hitting on the field, I would assume.
Yep.
And then, well, I mentioned Armor Knight Black Drake. It's freaking, you got Sword Dragon except for bigger.
Yep.
Freaking, yeah, it's Sword Dragon. How anyone could defend you, I don't know. Anyway, on to the size 2s. As we already mentioned Cerberus, so on to Armor Knight Griffon.
Yeah. Also,
Oh, yeah.
you do get 4 of this guy.
Yeah, you
Those
get,
are-
you get 4 of this guy like you do the 4 of the buddy in here, along with a My Buddy, which is also in here, if I didn't mention it. But yeah, and speaking of Stronkitude,
Griffin, look at that
Griffin,
7.
Size 2, 7 power, 3 crit, 3 shield. He'll die to most things, but Jesus, if he's not going to take people down in the process.
He is.
Yeah, like I said, if you had any question of which deck does which, this is definitely the big monster dude. Especially because, well,
Oh, look, I'm promo drum.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like Promo Drum, which means he's bigger than this guy in terms of shield. They will do the same damage. Armor Knight Minotaur, by the way. It's kind of obvious.
You thought Bronze Shield Dragon was good?
Oh yeah, that Bronze Shield Dragon is good. Well, I have some bad news for you.
This guy's got 3 more.
5, 1, 6, size 1.
It's like, I'm doing your job and your job at the same time.
And then, of course, the Arborite Ogre, size 1, 5 to 3. Sorry, Mr. 521. Like, I know it sounds like we're saying that this one doesn't seem all that good, but trust me, you'll understand a bit more why when we get to the spells.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then this guy,
He's the odd
the
one
Armor
out.
Knight Wizard, 3, 2, 5, size 1. It's a bit more what you would expect from a size 1.
And we mentioned the buddy. Look at how cute he is.
This is very cute. So that takes care of all the awesome monsters. Let's go to the spells.
You got your Nullify. It does not give
Oh,
you
yeah,
plus
yeah.
1 life, though.
Yeah, this thing. Battle Aura Circle. Yeah. He just nullifies the attack. It's strictly not as good as the shield. But it's a nullifier. You know, you want to run them in your deck.
Yep.
It's
Pot of Greed over here.
oh yeah, survival chance.
Hail Engage at 5 life or less, draw 2. It's typically not as impressive as Grimoire. I mean, you get to keep what you have, but if you're not able to play what you have, I don't know what's going on, so...
Yeah.
It's only kind of there. Crimson Slash is a pretty nice card, though.
It's mini,
Which doesn't exist yet, so don't even say it. Crimson Slash. Pay 1 gauge. You can only cast this card if you do not have a monster in the center. Destroy a size 1 or 2 monster on the field. I mean,
Mirror Match, trolled.
Yep. I don't really think this one has a strict, like, copy in the Dragon world so far. I think it's very itself.
Best we got is 4,000 rolls.
Yeah, it's very his own card. And then, of course, you got
Invigorating Breath.
This card is
Pretty decent.
pretty good, all things considered. It's not something you'd want to run all 4 of unless you're really trying to hold on to life. Because it has the ability...
No center and weapon equipped, right?
No, just no center.
You may only cast this card if you have a weapon equipped and you do not have a monster in the center. Gain 4 life. The amount of life you gain is reduced by the number of invigorating breath you have in your drop zone. So, i.e., if there's one already in there, it gains 3, and then 2, 1.
Yeah, so just play 2 of it, honestly. It's enough to see it,
Yeah.
and then never bother with the other one ever again.
Yep, and if you do get it, it's 3. You know, it's like the other ones you're getting 2, which is cool, but you're gonna lose it really fast because most things do at least 2.
See, 4 life is like 1.5 attacks, which is a lot more than 2, which is not even 1 attack sometimes. It's like, why did you even waste the card?
Yeah. So it's a good card, but don't use all of them. Otherwise, if you use just like 2, it's a really good card. Use all of them, you're starting to push your luck. And then you get to the weapons, and well, look what I say about them. They're weapons.
Except for this guy, where
Except
you get 4 of him.
Except for this one.
It's not just that.
It's also its ability.
You also
Pay 2 gauge.
Pay 2 gauge,
debut of
and
Penetrate.
yeah, and the debut of Penetrate. Which, if this card attacks and destroys your opponent's monster in the center, this card deals damage equal to the critical to your opponent. So this thing only does 2 as opposed to this thing's 3, but it also goes through their monster. So they can't even try to block you by having something in front of you. You just kill right through them.
Yep. And like, if this is involved in a link attack, you only deal anything with Penetrate. It's critical. So,
Yeah.
if you had, say, this guy involved, you wouldn't deal another 4 or anything like
No,
that.
you do the...
Two.
Yeah, it's based off of the one of their damages if they both have Penetrate? Or is it both
No,
together?
the combined total
Okay,
of the penetrators.
Alright,
So-
just making
So
sure.
yeah, if you had like Medusa and that thing, it'd be the combined power of them.
Yep, one more reason why I'm making Medusa my buddy right there. Double penetration.
Get you backwards and frontwards.
Giggity.
Giggity ×2. And that brings us to our impact card.
Real bunker!
Real bunker.
It's not nearly as scary as Gargantua Punisher.
Still a little
Pay 2
scary.
gauge. You may only cast this card if you do not have a monster in the center. For this turn, give one of your weapon on the field power plus 4,000 critical +2, and penetrate. If the weapon is standing, attack with it.
I mean, it's way cheaper to cast, of course.
It's way cheaper to cast.
There are 10 billion ways to block it.
Yep, but unlike that what's-it-face card, Anger,
Yeah.
it's putting a monster in front of it is not one of them. But with penetrate and all. Because I'm pretty sure this plus that +4 is... No, nothing can stop that. I don't think there's anything with a 9. Even 9 plus shield. And even if there was a 9 shield, it'd still get killed.
That's weird, though. Oh, if you don't have a monster in the center. So it's
If you don't, yeah. It's a
Actually,
weapon.
it
You
doesn't-
gotta attack. You
It doesn't
remember.
matter. You could use this too because it gives the weapon penetrate.
Well, yeah, I mean, 7 is also not like unless they're
Nothing to
really
sneeze
focusing
at.
on their size 3 to try
Well,
to.
I'm like, hey, attacking with a weapon even when you don't have it.
No, you can, yeah. There's always obviously a double cost for it, but it's okay. It's not as good as you take 4 damage and you can't stop me, but it also has a lot less conditions to play it.
You can't stop me.
I have a feeling that a good majority of Impact will be something like this, where it's pay a certain amount of the age, someone doesn't have a monster in their center, and then attack. But there will always be those occasional ones that are different, like, well, Gargantua Punisher or, was it Abracadabra?
Diabolical hardcore.
That one. Diabolical Hardcore. That was that one. Where he does 3 damage, like burn damage.
If you have 72 pillars in the center, so if you want to avoid that, just Dragon Breath him.
I think that this about does it for this one. Final thoughts on this deck, Emily.
It's already set to go. It's already a really good deck as it is. And really, we're just taking it and we're shuffling a couple cards around and that's about it. Otherwise, we're mostly using everything that's in this deck because it's good. It's good.
Elliot,
Get in there.
how about you, Katie?
I feel the deck could have been, like Dragon Roll's deck could have been better, but I guess the Flash deck's kind of ruined it, so.
How
It's pretty
about
cool.
Danger World?
Yeah, Danger World's actually really set to go.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't coming out till 3rd booster, because they could last that long.
I like the deck. Like I said, it's very depending on what you like to use more of. And if you're a person who just likes getting in there with just big monsters and big attacks, Danger World's the deck for you.
As far as modifications go, when the chance comes up, these blackjacks are going to die, and these wizards are probably going to go.
die.
Not so sure about Ogre. I mean,
it's hard to
you've got
tell.
the
My
Mount
deck
here.
is getting rid of the Ogre.
It's a very good
He's
choice. He'll
iffy
probably be
too,
going
'cause-
because you could probably put better things in there. Like I said, Medusa will probably take that one spot because penetration and about
Similar
the same size.
stats,
It's
so
not
far.
often, though, that you get a trial deck where you use a majority of the deck. And
Not only is it not very often, I'm pretty sure it's never happened in any card game we've ever played.
To get, like,
Where
one
you
trial
get
deck
one
and
trial
go.
deck and it's just good to go around the spot.
Makes
like-
me happy.
We've had decks where they are playable. Like, I mean, you could get in there and just play with it and it doesn't insta die like say in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the trial deck will just kind of flounder because they have
Didn't really
nothing.
have everything that glued it together, you know.
Yeah. Like, usually it only have one of the base card, which you'd want to have 4 of. It was usually something you wanted to ride or something.
Hey, you already get
This
4 in
one
the
comes
face.
with 4 of them. It's not necessarily enough to have the 4 and your buddy, but it's enough to play with. And with this being in the deck, it's almost like having a 5th one anyway. So it's whatever. And it makes me happy that Bujo's taking this chance to try doing something which in many respects could be a risky move. Because as a deck that doesn't need extra cards from another deck, it's like you only need to buy the one. That means they're not going to be getting as much money from their trial deck sales. they're putting all that faith in that the booster sets will have enough good cards to justify them buying extra of that to get the stuff that can make this deck better. Which it does, because we looked at what the thing has, and it's got some pretty neat stuff in there. Like I said, the buddy I'm choosing is Medusa, who's not in here.
And I'm actually choosing a different buddy as well.
And
I'm
two.
going for Fighting Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm going for Jackknife, which is the buddy rare, guys.
Please. Katie, please. It's not even playable.
It can be my buddy.
So, yeah, it's a risk, but it's a risk I think is worth taking, because if it does well, the booster set does, it just means that they'll get extra, make up for their more or less lost money on trial decks and make it up with booster stuff, which I know people are going to want to get, because not only is A, Magic World only in there, but B, there's some pretty nice-ass stuff that's only in the booster. So it's one of those...
Yeah, I noticed there are, like, next to no booster reprints as far as trial deck cards go, too.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
you
only
got
two in
Drago Brave and the
Gargantua
Gargantua
Punisher,
Punisher.
and I believe he was in there as a rare, which is good deal. You can get your 5th guy. You don't have to get a trial deck. But other than that, I
throw
think
this in there too.
maybe
I
don't
don't
know.
know. But it's
But it's like most of this stuff is only in the trial deck too. So you can't even.
You can't wait for a booster for it.
Yeah, because I would not recommend not having these 2 dudes in here. These 2 dudes are like.
Or these.
Yeah, or
Oh yeah, on the size
I don't
0.
know if the Eagle's in there or
I don't
not.
know if either, but I know these 2 aren't, and these 2 dudes are like some of the biggest tanks.
They're
Yeah.
essential for a Danger World deck.
Yeah, if you're not playing them in a Danger World deck, you are on some kind of meth,
If you're not playing this guy in a Danger World deck, you're on some kind of mess.
but for different reasons. As far as the deck over there goes, it's also good to go.
Yeah.
It probably needs a few more things maybe taken out,
Yeah.
depending on what happens. Mostly in the size 1 department.
yeah, 2 lineup is pretty baller.
Yeah. Size 2, the buddy, the 8K.
This guy.
And the
And
3 damage.
even that's pretty good, like all around as a, just a quick get in there guy.
Yeah.
It's good enough. It's really just things like this Baird thing and the systemic
Yeah.
that probably should go.
And maybe Bronze Shield.
Bronze Shield, if you really don't care about defense that much,
Well, yeah.
it's a pretty good defense size 1 for them.
keep him for a long time until that
And of
other
course,
thing
3,
comes out.
because I said it once, I'll say it again. Size 3s are not good, at least not right now. They need more stuff to make them justifiable.
The only
I'll
clan
run,
that
like,
really
2 of
can
them
even
for
deal
defense.
with them is Danger World because of their zeros.
Because they won't be alone on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because being alone on the field is the worst thing you can do.
I probably only
Especially
have 2 days.
if you don't want, your size 3 to be blocking you for the off chance that, you want to get in there, but you also don't want to go in there right now. So you want to put like something small in front of you to take a hit, but then when you get your weapon or whatever, you can start swinging.
I imagine it's less of a problem when your size 3 has penetrated the and
Yeah.
players obviously will.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like if it has something like that, then it's gonna be something that will at least make it more playable.
I will end up
I
cleaning this out for the other.
Still wouldn't recommend it just because of the grounds of you've got one guy defending you that, as you've clearly seen here,
Yeah,
that
no
size 2s are
zeros.
more than capable of killing.
Yeah. The only reason you'd run size 3 is because we have the Draco energy, you can possibly defend it from some of this big stuff.
But at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there until we can really...
And it can't be killed off by him, guys. So go away.
Neither here nor there until we can really get a chance to try them out. But from what we've tried, at least for the vanilla ones, the vanilla ones are garbage. It's just as simple as that. They have nothing to really defend themselves. They don't have anything to really make them push harder than just being big, which, as we've seen, size 2s can do too.
Spoilers, the Rock in episode 1 had 0 attack. Wait, no, 0 crit.
Yeah, great.
anyway, that about wraps this.
That about wraps this up. Next week will be the booster set, so we'll hopefully be able to try to upgrade these. I'm aiming for my Medusas. Emily's aiming for her Gauger spell.
Yes.
Whatever it's called, I forget.
That and demons and other things.
Excuse me.
Open up a box or two, show you any patterns.
Yep, gonna do that. Anything you're expecting to see that you're aiming to use?
Not
or-
especially, but I wouldn't object to half-assing Magic World for a while.
Fair enough. I mean, it's like, I don't know when Dungeon World's coming out, so you might have to wait till then.
Yeah, I mean, whatever's playable, I don't care.
I hope that one jackknife shows up. One will be fine. If we find more, holy crap.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, I'm only building Danger World because, well, I want a deck until April, because I'm going to be playing those ninjas. But, that's 4 months away. I'm not willing to wait. Well, now 3 months away. I'm not willing to wait that long to get a deck.
We hope Bushiroad makes special Buddyfight dies. Like 20-sided dies for this. OMG.
Yes, please, because these counters, the thought is nice, but they're kind of...
They're a pain in the ass.
They're
but
big.
won't flop.
They're big. You have to take them in and out. It's kind of like what they should have done is, if really wanted to go with this, is punch a hole in the back so you could look at the 11 through 20 from the other side instead of having to.
The bottom, so you could just flip it.
So you wouldn't have to keep looking, flipping it out and around every time you got something. But a 20-sided dice would be a much easier way to do it, unless you're like playing on a ship that's rocking in the waves of a storm.
Welcome to the Queen Mary, motherfucker.
And I'd like to give a thanks and a shout out to Dean's Dugout, where the kids are VIPs in Washington Street, Naperville, Illinois. Check them out at Dean's Dugout online. We say this especially because, well, our usual place decided not to get freaking Savage Steel.
Failed us!
Yeah, even though we've been talking about it there for weeks.
Months!
All the adverts,
All the adverts,
mention them together.
mentioned them both together, not just on the commercials, but in the paper too. They're both known to exist at the same time. We get, oh no, we only get the one box. Are you sure it's
They
not
also
there?
only bought one box of this!
They also only bought one box of it too. They, unlike other places that we've been around to, like other card stores, they don't seem to have much faith in this game. We got to prove them wrong.
Actually, the Dean's Dugout lady told us that she had gotten 11 calls today.
Yeah, just today alone.
First day that it's out.
First day it's out. 11 calls today. No, big signs or anything. But people knew, and we've been checking out because they want to go out and get it.
I feel like even if we prove them wrong, we still don't stop.
Well, no, you won't, because they're. And I know I keep giving them crap recently, but it's only because freaking. Every time I see these kind of players are the same ones. They're mostly Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh players, and I hate having to do this because I used to be one of them, but they're always the kind of people who will just dismiss a game just because it's not one of the other ones. And I know I mentioned this in another video, but it's always a thing that happens, and it seems that Dean's Dugout is not one of those people.
Yeah, we were in there today, and there was kids buying every card game under the sun. There was even a little girl going after the My Little Pony stuff. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. So, we're not only saying this as a shout out to go there and get stuff because they got some pretty good deals, including 10% off of everything.
Forever.
But we're also saying it as a hopefully awakening call to our store to maybe consider treating other card games with a bit more respect than just that thing that's in the glass case, because we don't want to bother stocking it too much.
Especially when you consider the company that's backing it and know what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, I mean, because when you really get down to it, and I don't like trashing the store, but we're ultimately only there because our friend does the judging, and he does a good job at it. It's like, we like the company there too, like the kids and adults who go there to play Vanguard. They're all great people. We love the people there. They're great. It's just the management.
It isn't treating us very nicely.
Yeah, the management is trying harder to be a actual business than it is a mom and pop shop, which is what made us love Galaxy so much when we were going there before the judge stopped being a judge.
And they tired.
Yeah, so quick little thing of how to do a card store right.
They
treat
just
your
lost almost $30 from us.
yeah, just from us alone. And that's the lesson for you right there. For if you're trying to make a card store, treat all your players like they're equals. Don't favor just one card game just because it's the one that you were founded on, or if it sells more than the others. Because then you're not going to get anybody interested in the new games because you're focusing only on the older ones.
If you're a bakery and all you sell is white bread, you're gonna lose sales.
Yep, it's like that. So yeah, feel free to check out deansdugoutonline.com for any more information. And they're also very nice people too. And they'll even go out of their way to get their hands on stuff for you.
Yeah, the lady actually even recognized us as the people who called them earlier, asking if we had it, if they had it.
Mind blown when I walked in there and saw every single set of Vanguard ever on the table.
Just ready to be bought.
Because our store recently has only had the most recent
Yeah,
set
only the
and
most recent set.
2 of the extra boosters.
For no reason, they used to have like all the stuff, and then they decided we don't want to do it anymore.
And for a while, they even would not restock because they said they had to spend more money on Magic.
Oh god, that was a terrible. Like what, 3 months? We
Yeah.
had no new Vanguard stuff. We had to survive off
bad.
Extra Booster 3 and 4. Or was it 4 and 5?
Yeah,
4 and 5, yeah. Extra Booster 4 and 5 for like 3 months until the next new booster came out because they could not be bothered to stock our store.
Even though it's sold out at the regionals.
Yeah, even though it's
Saw
sold
it
like
happen.
even though it's sold out like hotcakes at the regionals, they sold almost all their stuff except for like a few cheapo cards. It's like no, they leave us in the dust because whatever. And they're sad because our judge is our good friend, and I like how he does this judging, and I like supporting him, but it's really hard to continue supporting a store that treats us like second-class citizens when not too far away from where we used to go is a store that treats us like we're a part of their family. Even though we just met them today.
Yeah, and well,
They
they
were
do
so
have
nice.
some things that we can't do, like their tournaments are on Thursdays, which is a little bit hard for some of
Well,
us.
their Vanguard tournaments are on Thursdays, which is hard for us, but it might not be for other people.
They have D&D on Wednesdays.
You got D&D.
D&D
Yeah.
on
So they're not even
Wednesdays!
limited to just card games. They also do other kind of games too, tabletops.
I want to play D&D on Wednesdays.
No, Emily.
I want to play D&D on Wednesdays.
Anyway,
Go
enough of
ahead.
that.
I'm not
I'm
stopping.
not
I can't
stopping
do
you.
that. I'm downtown.
Well, either way, point is, this is like when we first went to our news place for the first time. It was like people were actually treating us with something like respect.
Oh
I'm
my God,
sure
this
if we went there long enough, we'd find some problems. But right now,
Well, I'm sure there are problems, but
Actually, a lot of people from our old store went there when they closed down.
yeah,
so.
because that ultimately tells you right there how it is. There's clearly a better following here because they know their card game will be treated with respect. And this is a game that deserves respect. It's like, it's a good game. They did their homework, they did their research, and they made a game that actually plays really nicely. It has a good pace without being too fast or too slow. It does everything it needs to do.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Light and not bullshit.
Yeah, it even finds ways to keep things from potentially getting too stupid by making things not as intermixable. Because like I think we said before, imagine something like the Dragon Shield
Imagine
being
dragons.
in here. So you only have big monsters, but you also have better spells.
Yeah, and then also you bring in some of the spells from Magic World, too.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine something Magical Goodbye, where it just shoots up a 1 or 2 back into your opponent's hand, or even your hand if you're into your cards, in a deck that's spamming giant monsters. It's like this game could have gotten broken really fast, but because they kept like different worlds separate for the pretty much eternity, but also having a lot of things in those worlds, so you also have variety. They knew what they were doing. They made sure that this game would not get too stale, but it also wouldn't get too broke too fast.
Yeah, I mean, like, only recently has Vanguard even began to taste power creep. And so I feel like this game's gonna last longer.
everything's still, even then,
before it gets
everything's
that.
still in their own place.
Yeah.
Like nothing's
too
super
overpowered.
broke that other things don't have some way to deal with. So pardon that little last minute rant there that went on for clearly longer than I was expecting it to, but I feel it needed to be out there. This is 2014, not 2004. New card games are coming out at a lot faster rate. It's only a matter of time before they start sticking. And if you're a card store that thinks that you only need one card game or two card games to stay afloat,
You're wrong.
you're going to be very disappointed when, say, 2020 rolls around and your
there's-
founded cards games are no longer the popular ones, but that's all you do anyway.
It's like Vanguard, it took 2 years for it to get popular. How many did it take for Yu-Gi-Oh?
That's enough. 4 years, but that's not what we're talking about anymore. I'm trying to wrap this up here.
Stop, Emily.
So would you agree on that, Elliot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? All right. So any final words on this trial deck so we can let the people go watch their buddy fight, if it's not already out?
Pretty good deal.
I guess nothing?
I thought he was getting up to say something big and important.
No.
I guess not.
Come at me, bro.
How about you, Em?
I really like both of these trail decks. It makes me so happy because it's like I recently got laid off, so I don't have money for card games anymore. So now it's just like, hey, Em, do you want a deck? Well, here, $16. You got a deck.
Yep.
It's already built.
How about you, Headless Katie?
This is pretty, like, good. It's one simple deck, and even somebody who's just got an allowance can afford, like, one of these.
Yeah, that's actually the thing I should have mentioned too before I sign off. That's like the biggest mind blower of all. It's a children's card game. I'm sorry.
Affordable by
That's
children.
affordable by children. Sorry if I'm shaking this
crap.
camera, but it's a real mind blower when you think about it. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! $40, $30 for the starter decks to actually be usable. Vanguard, probably about the same. Magic, I would assume the same too, even though you could argue that's not for kids.
Pokemon, not even playable. when you
Pokemon,
get
yeah,
multiple.
Pokemon. Even if you get the $40 worth of starter decks, they're still not playable because all the cards in there mostly suck. This game, $16, deck that you could arguably use
In a
in a
tournament.
tournament, and actually maybe even get somewhere with a few alter.
You better believe we're going to.
Yeah, you believe we're going to, with a few modifications from the booster set.
I would feel confident bringing this to.
Oh yeah, I
original.
feel confident probably being able to do somewhat well with this as is. I don't feel confident that I would do better against someone who knows how to play this deck with better cards from the booster set. But I would definitely say I could probably go against Dragon World, or actual Dragon World deck with this deck, and actually somewhat stand a chance, if not win. Because everything is needed is there. You can only make the deck better. You don't need extra copies. Everything is self-contained. So you can buy it even on an allowance and not worry.
It's great.
I can't even believe that has to be the biggest mind blower,
And
Elliot.
the one-by-one booster packs might actually stand a chance of doing
Oh
something.
yeah, and because of that, booster sets are actually important because if you want to make your deck better, you have to get the boosters, not rely on buying more of the trial deck. Which is good because that means that their main things are making money, which means that we're happy because we're getting more stuff that we want for our decks. It's almost like Bushiroad knows what they're doing in business or something.
Holy crap.
I know, it's a mind blower.
What the fuck?
Well,
And this is our UTV signing off.
Yes.
Because fuck.
because they're going to keep going at this rate. See you, everybody.
We can't stop talking.